DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
So she was a busy girl also at NAMM 2015. I should say 15, 16, 17. I don't know. Whatever the heck NAMM it was one of them. Good evening. Welcome. We're here to have a wonderful evening of YouTube love. That's right, because YouTube hated me in the last show.
It's the Twilight Zone. Who just buzzed?
It wasn't me.
Shaney.
It was Shaney.
It was Pokemon.
There's a Pokemon there. I watched a show the other night on TV where they were joking about that, and one guy's like, yeah, that's as relevant as Pokemon, and then this older person's like, yeah, nice joke. They're meaning that it was like dead already.
Well, it kind of is, but that's a whole nother show. Okay, tonight, we're going to be talking about NAMM 2017, which just finished yesterday. It was crazy. It was fun. It was an experience. And MJ has a list.
First off, I want to acknowledge the fact that in Southern California, you got a snow warning, didn't you? The one day.
Yeah. We're getting ready for the day, and all of a sudden our phones beep because we've got the weather apps that are set up for Minnesota, and it's set for current location. So if there's a storm warning anywhere. So both Lori's phone and my phone are going off, and we're thinking, oh, it must be something nasty at home. No, it's not. It's a winter storm warning for our location, which, of course, is just down the road a little bit up in the mountains, but that was still close enough where it kicked that off. So, yes, I've been in a California winter storm warning.
I thought that was special.
I did, too. That and the whole rain thing, and it's like, goodness gracious, do you guys see my hair? This doesn't happen automatically. It's going to take me time to get through it.
It has sympathy if it wasn't for the fact that we were sitting over here cold and you're in at least 70-degree weather most of the time.
No, it wasn't. It was like 50s and 40s.
I got out on the motorcycle Saturday, so it was warm.
Yeah, I was pretty cold. Over in Asia, it's still going strong.
You live on the planet of Hoth, Dan? I mean, with that turtleneck and stuff you have going on there?
Oh, Pokemon, yeah.
I'm preparing for this ice storm we have outside right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
They were talking about a nor'easter for you guys out on the, well, you guys may be in too far, but it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, everyone tuned in tonight to hear the weather of the entire United States of last week.
Of last week, not this week. Well, it's that, or we could talk about the flying with a flu bug. That's something completely new, and I've never done that before. So, that is an exciting thing. And I've probably flown somewhat hungover at one point in time, but no, I can't even say I did that. I haven't done that one. I was smart enough not to do that.
You got drunk on the plane, not before.
Exactly. That's right. I want to be able to stagger off the plane, not crawl onto the plane. No, never done that either. But yeah, it was an experience. But anyway, let's go in talk about gear, because that's why people are here.
All right. One of the things that I kind of noticed this year at NAMM that I thought was kind of amazing is the return of the boombox. Now, for those of you that maybe not old enough to know what a boombox is, it's just a very large portable radio with a handle. Or maybe those of you that, have gotten so old you've forgotten about what a boombox is. Quite a few companies are releasing them. In fact, even at CES this year, the company Monster that puts out all the cables and connectors and stuff like that, they put out their own version of a boombox. It's a Bluetooth battery-powered thing that you carry around just like a boombox, and has little lights on it and stuff. So it just seems like everybody is. And one of the first videos John threw up is one from Edison, yes,
Edison Professional.
Now, Edison makes a lot of high-end stuff, don't they? Or at least some. If I'm correct, lighting? Don't they make some? Or is it Edison, the lighting?
It must be some other company, another version of Edison, because you guys have heard me talk about the upstairs and the downstairs. Well, the Edison Professional that you guys are going to see some of these things from is downstairs, and it's in that area. And we talked to a couple of the guys there, but basically what they're showing is products that are designed. What is the best way to describe that?
Whole little DJ thing. I'm going to pause here. Boom. a DJ boombox, cue buttons, fader,
So
speaker.
let's talk about that fader for just a second, MJ. You know how we like to have the faders. You know, Shaney. You know how you've got a fader and you want to make that thing dance back and forth and. Yeah. This particular fader, this is called an exercise fader, because in order to make that sucker move, you've got to be building your muscles and exercising your muscles to get that sucker to go.
Can you use like a screwdriver or something somewhere to loosen it up, or
you might be able to take
how like on some mixers you can do that?
Tension adjust on that for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. No. The way it's actually there's two pieces of metal in that, so there's you can kind of it's a 2-prong fader there, and it is I've never felt a fader that stiff going back and forth across that. You can kind of see there's 2 grooves there.
Oh, there's 2?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so the knob never falls off, I guess.
So the knob doesn't fall off. Oh, I'm thinking actually it's probably the left and right stereo gain, that they could do this cheaper than they could have.
What they did is take the 2, they wanted to save on components and took the 2 up and down faders, or we used to call them long faders, and wedged them together under one cap.
Yeah.
I guarantee that's what that is. One is facing one way with an A and a B positive. The other one is A and B positive the other way.
How were the platters?
Well lit.
Like
they're well lit.
The tension on the platters.
there's it's just basically you felt like you're spinning a child's toy.
Well, it's not for other people's enjoyment. The speakers are facing you while you're standing at the control.
Right. I noticed that too. The speakers aren't on the other side. The speakers are on, like, you're blocking the speakers.
So this isn't like a little house party where you're DJing for your close friends or something. This is like, I'm just playing for me and me alone.
Like, I have my own monitor that I'm blocking while I'm spinning.
That was special.
It's cute. I mean, it's cute.
Cute.
That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, I mean, it's cute.
It was interesting. It was interesting. And I think
I just want to say I don't think that's the worst one, John. The next one I have is worse, and I couldn't even find the brand name. So if you know the brand name of the next one,
well, yeah. Which
what do
one
you
was?
guys say about that one before we switch over?
It's cute. I'll give my one-word adjectives to all these.
Yeah, let's just go with the cute. We'll leave it at cute.
We'll just leave it at cute.
All right,
it's cute.
I don't know what the brand name of this one is. John also threw this video up. It's really short.
There's numerous versions of this, and this is just one where I didn't have. One of the problems is when you go to these booths and you have people who are manning them from other countries, and they get so excited whenever somebody shows any interest. I mean, if you even look over your shoulder into a booth, you know, you're going by and you're kind of wanting to glance, because if you make eye contact, oh my God, you become their best friend ever. And you want to buy? Good product. Good product.
It's like when you're shopping.
And it's like, I feel like it's like a room full of direct TV salesmen at Sam's Club. When you go in there and they're like, hey, you got TV? You need this. Like, no.
I think it looks like a transformer myself.
It does. And I would
be so afraid of that thing just like popping up and going, I'm taking over your world. Thank you.
Well, on the positive side of it,
is that a thumbs up sticker? What is that? Is that a thumbs up?
That logo. I couldn't even find that logo anywhere. Google says this thing doesn't exist.
Okay, so what's like all the bottom stuff? Are
it's speakers. There's like
those are again speakers facing you.
Yeah, there's like a 12 or 5 whatever in the bottom, and then there was a second, and then there's 2 tweeters in there.
So but this one at least had a USB stick.
Yep, some of them did. They had USB.
So they're going for a bigger sound on this one.
Bigger sound, and you could find anything from some of those units. There were some that were there were 2 18-inch subwoofers wide, and then they had an 18 and the corresponding. So they were 3-way cabinets, but with 6 different cones in it. So there were some of them that were 3.5, 4 feet wide and 5 feet tall that were like that little transformer box. I just couldn't believe. It's like, who would buy one of those? And then I remember our good friends at Home Depot. Our good friends at Home Depot will probably be
All
offering
in
it for
one.
sale in 16
all
months.
in one DJ unit. Yeah.
I just want to point out, if any of you saw, I did a thing a while back about the top 5 most unusual controllers ever made.
Yep.
One of them was one by a company. It's called the Pacemaker. And it looks like a large TV remote, no buttons on it. It had a couple touch areas and a screen. They have sold over 50,000 of those units. So people buy stuff.
Yes.
It may not be as professionals, but people buy stuff. Now, Shaney, you didn't like the idea of speakers facing towards you, right?
Right. I mean, unless I'm using it as a monitor.
Right. Well, right. This next product of the speakers are never going to. If you use it the way it's intended to, they will never point the direction you are.
Okay, let me see. I'm excited. Is that a backpack?
It's the It's the party bag wearable speakers.
Ooh, party bag. So I could put like treats and stuff inside.
In the side, yes. If I remember correctly, that was for your mic cables, wires, what have you.
Oh, so I could walk around like with a Mr. Microphone type thing.
Yes, and that's a possibility too.
A walking I can't even say it the way he says it, karaoke, which I did hear you in the one video talking about karaoke, and you went, and this new karaoke unit that they have.
Yeah, I know. I had to,
I got myself, and I'm like, that's pretty good. Yeah. But yeah, you could be your own walking karaoke unit.
The peer pressure there got to me.
That'd be great for protests. For the person that always, we won't go, you got to like repeat after them, but instead of using the megaphone.
And if you'd have echo, they wouldn't even need to repeat after you. You could just turn the echo up.
Right. So
Heck no, we won't go.
And everything. Yeah. Right.
Not my protest. Hashtag not my protest.
They just put it on their back and they walk around and it's like, follow the person with the yellow backpack.
It's so bright too.
That's what I'm saying. It's good for protests.
Is it for hunting? Are you out in the woods trying to lure Bigfoot in or something with these recorded sounds? Or
I don't know how I missed that.
I would get like an auto-tune microphone with that one and just walk around with an auto-tune microphone.
Is T-Pain in the woods?
And just go everywhere with that.
Hey, we're hunting T-Pain.
I would pay $20 for that and get an auto-tune microphone and just mess with people.
You have now gotten me to the point now where I have to go look up and see how much this is, if they even have it. Because some of these, I can't even find stuff on the website.
Oh,
Even some of the brand names that we know are not putting this stuff on the website yet. So it's really early. Oh, wow. They have a special website. We have to share this website.
Free shipping.
Free shipping, no.
We love free shipping. How about overnight shipping?
All right.
Okay, so here's a tangent time. So here's the difference between living in Gray Eagle and the rest of the world. I'm in the airport in both Anaheim and in Denver, and people are busy talking about, okay, we need something. Well, let's see. We can order it on Amazon and have it delivered to our locker in 2 hours. So what did you want? Okay, great. Let's get it. It's this whole weird world of instant ordering thing. I'm sorry, I just had to go there. It seems so foreign to me.
I just found out the little town I grew up in has an Amazon pickup center. So you don't even have to wait for it to be delivered. It has to go just straight to the center, and then you go pick it up. Which
and that's what they were referring to is their
store.
What's that?
It's called a store.
No.
No, the Amazon. Yeah, we have one of those too. The
I'm
Amazon.
just making fun of you because the whole point is you don't have to go somewhere for Amazon, and here you're going to go somewhere to pick it up. So it's a store.
I live in the city. They deliver it. We have the vans that deliver even on Sunday here.
Yeah, that's just the drone thing. Now they weren't talking about a drone thing, but okay, what are we looking at?
This is the website for this one.
Oh my! It is a real thing. The party bag.
Wait,
where'd the gray one just to mess with people?
They have a video.
Where's the sound coming from?
Sorry, I'm turning. Oh,
he is rock climbing with it. That is freaking awesome. Yes.
Everybody down below is like rocking out until he falls to his death.
He is like like screw the water and the granola bar when I get to the top. I'm bringing my speaker system.
I need to have my theme song playing when I.
Oh my goodness, that is hysterical. Oh my God, he is rock climbing.
Let's rephrase that. He's rock climbing for 2.5 minutes with this backpack.
Oh my God.
They have another one where they're in the streets.
I'm like, what is that?
Protest. This is your protest.
Oh, there's my protest. See, and he's got it.
He's wearing it like a baby thing.
He is. He's wearing like a.
Well, you gotta, to the crowd.
What is he? The only guy who's big and strong enough to carry it? It's like the same dude. And then everyone else is just doing
Calling to the bar.
Wine, more wine, more wine. We want more. Oh my God, that's hysterical. See, I said it was for the protests. That was the club.
Yeah, they got everything here. This dude, for some reason,
the yoga
is wearing something on his head.
Oh,
there.
did you see the guy using it at the store? Yeah, let me do that. Let me do that my next fashion event.
Which one?
Right in the bottom left.
Bottom left.
Look at that. Yeah, that's the speaker system.
He's using it for a monitor.
No, he's not. He has it in the front too as a
he's
speaker.
got two of them.
Front one, okay.
Yeah, let me do that at my next fashion event. They're gonna love me.
My new word for that man is unemployable. After that picture, social media. Unless it was a promotion thing, because you never know. Because I've done some crazy things where they're like, "Well, use our product for this," and I'm going, "What? It's what?" But you never know.
So I'm going to say for this one, this will be my final comment on this one. This is good for the protests. So for 2017 protests, you can get.
It'd be the fashion event of the year.
The speaker of the year for protests.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's going down for real.
Somebody asked if the zombie people at NAMM. I'm not exactly sure if there was a group of zombie people, but there were many people who had were doing the goth type look. I mean, there was
those aren't zombies though.
They had complete white face, which of course wouldn't be the zombie look. But when it came to their hands, they had complete white, but they had the drawing of the skeleton on their hands. And I saw probably 6 people who had that throughout the show. Some guys had the whole skeleton thing on them, that they had drawn it all on their bone outline.
I just want to tell you how much that bag cost in euros, in English dollars. $602 for that bag.
In euros? 602 euros, you mean?
560 euros, $602 for that bag.
Is it a EV speaker on the bag?
It is a 100-watt DSP controlled amplifier. Operating time 8 to 32 hours, depending upon the volume. 2 independent inputs, RCA jack, Bluetooth, wireless connection, USB, MP3 player.
So you must be paying for the waterproof bag. Yeah.
Backpack straps are expensive.
Yeah. All right. Next one.
Okay. What do we got?
The next one is not an actual boombox, but it is called a boombox. So that's how popular boomboxes have become, that ADJ put out 2 lights that are called boomboxes. So, introducing, I'll read along.
Boombox series. Boombox FX1.
So I got to see both of them in action at Mobile Beat, or not Mobile Beat, but at NAMM.
NAMM.
My take on this is they need to be all by themselves, meaning that you could have a pair of them, but they're not lights you would combine with other lights, if that makes sense. Because these effects, while looking really good here, if you have other lights, say if you had some floodlights going, a tree with, say, 4 floodlights, and then you put these as effect lights off to the side, you really would lose a lot of the effect of this fixture. I was really kind of surprised at how quickly in their booth with all the other lighting going, and it wasn't, they could shut a lot of it down, but how some of these effects just weren't that noticeable. Because I think they had them probably maybe 12 to 15 feet up in the air, and you couldn't see the gobos and things on the ground like you're seeing right now in that image or that video. We weren't getting that on the ground.
It would work with.
What's that?
How big of a room do you think those would fit? I mean,
I think they would definitely do, if you would have a dance floor area, they would definitely do a 20 by 20, maybe with two of them. You probably would be, a 20 by 30, 40, what have you. But the thing, if we go back to that, in that video, MJ, when you had it, they had it shining almost straight down. And when you have it, that's pretty much shining at a steep angle. And when you're at that steep of an angle to get that, look where that floodlight was, that wash light was, which was a half a second or so ago. If that's shining straight down, see, there's your wash light. That means that's the only area. And that's probably a 15-foot shot right there. So you're talking one little circle, and that's all that's getting a wash light. And that's, I just think that they could do, if they could make that wash area twice that for one light fixture, then two of them would cover a full dance floor. Or you have to have it so they're shining straight out. And as soon as you go straight out, you lose your gobo, because your gobos now are on the guests or on the far wall and they're lost. So I love the idea of the multi-lights. It's just that there's some little aspects of it that a person has to work around yet.
Yeah, you have to do it the right way.
Yeah,
or it's a hot mess.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it, I think.
MJ, here's my word, hot mess.
Hot mess.
For this one,
That's
hot
two.
Mess.
I do like the idea
Hot mess.
of
One.
the combination
Hot mess.
light that they're coming out with. Yeah, hot mess. But like you said, John, when just like any lighting, if you put 4 separate lights together and don't do it right,
And then when you do it, it's going to cost. I mean, that's going to be an expensive light if they do it the right way.
I saw a guy on Saturday night at a really small place doing Latin dance, and he had something similar to that pointing straight up at the ceiling for an effect on the ceiling, and I thought it worked for that. And it was a really small room, a little drop ceiling of a salsa studio where they teach salsa, but they do a Saturday night thing where it's just open for everybody to come and dance, and he had that on the ceiling. So maybe something like that for a small thing, a wall effect, a ceiling effect, that might work. I don't know. But I still think it's nice. If they get it right, I still think it's nice, though.
Oh, I think so, too. And there's little tweaking and such that will happen as new generations come out. It's just, there's, as you look at it, it's like, oh, it's so close. And somebody mentioned that Colorado Sound and Light. Jim over there was one of the first ones that did the all-in-one type thing where he would have a flood and he'd have this lighting. But they were just things he integrated into a box with a controller. So you could flip one on, flip one on, flip one on. So...
All right, the next one, after them coming out with this, I went to their website and looked around and didn't realize how much stuff they actually have out right now. Actually, it wasn't this product because it was a second product, both by the same company. But Gemini is really starting to come out with a lot of stuff. And they come out with 2 mixers right now. The first one is the PMX-10 and the other one is the PMX-20. And with a lot of, as you can see there, it's designed for Serato. They talk about it being designed for Serato. Pardon me. And you've got the right and left side. So you've got cue points or effects buttons for both the right and left side on there.
Yep.
So they're stepping up, even though they're not known as a high end.
No, that's nice.
I think they're stepping up with some stuff and really being creative, because I've not seen anybody do something quite like that. Even though the functionality, I'm sure, is the same as others. I think they're doing, taking a step up there. I think it's pretty cool. And the other product that made me go and look for them is this. They come out with their own all-in-one controller, and that's the new keyword from now on. Is standalone controller. Sorry, that's the word. Standalone. There's your word, Shani. Standalone.
Standalone.
Yeah, because it does not need a computer. It's the same sort of thing, but it's a single screen in the center, very small single screen. But it's all-in-one with all the different things you normally have.
Interesting.
Control, headphone, double headphone hookup. And that's something that I don't know where it came from, but they're all doing it now, both 1/4 inch and 8 plug. I don't know where that came from, but
the platters look a little small, but that could just be this picture.
I think they are small. I really do think they're because a lot of Gemini's controllers the platters are run very small.
Okay.
So, but they both.
No, it looks. I mean, it's nice.
Do you notice the 2 USBs?
Yes, I did. I thought that was that's all part of the standalone thing over there.
Yeah.
I was thinking that would lead to 2 computer hookups, but
I don't think that hooks up at all.
It's got it's got a single. I'm sure it has a single for single sound card. It doesn't have a double sound card.
Yeah.
Because even if you look at some of the other ones out there that are standalones, like the, gosh, I can't even think of some of them right now, but they have 2 USB ports, but they're not necessarily. So then you could technically throw, 64 gigs of tracks in there with 2 32 gig drop or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I said, until I went to their website, I was like, wow, they really have a lot of stuff. I was
and Gemini was interesting this year because last year Gemini basically had maybe a 10 by 10 booth. It was a small booth, and they had tables and they threw some stuff on the tables, and that was basically it. And I think if we go back and look at shows where we talked about it, I think I might have classified as Gemini at that point in time as why even try, or you weren't trying, because it was sad that that's what they did. This year they had some controllers out, they had some speakers out, they actually had a nice looking booth once again, that they were putting more things out there. They do have unique gear compared to some of the other companies out there that are filling a niche need, maybe is the best way to describe it. So quality, like Audio Flow mentions here, they were great in the 90s, but they had some stuff there. They actually, I don't know if they have it in that lineup there, MJ, but they have a line array speaker.
This is just, they have a whole nother section of Pro Audio.
Yeah.
You remember the name of the speaker?
I do not. I wonder if I could find it here quick.
Right under loudspeakers, so portable.
True. That's just a regular speaker. But they do, while he's looking for that, I'm going to go back here and I think it's this one that I think I knew they come out with. Yeah. Straight up media player.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I remember them coming out with that.
Well, I think, even you, John, you talked about it. NAMM, they didn't have much. I know even in the show NAC, it was like back corner of the room, same deal. It was like one table. There was like 2 or 3 products on it, and like that was it. And it was just like, okay, surely you spent money to come here, and you spent money to have a booth. Like, why?
It's the WRX 843. WRX 843.
Looking to see if I can find it here.
MJ, I'm going to make this video, actually. I'm going to send you the link to the video. Just if I can make it.
Their site's really slow. Holy crap, Batman.
Gemini site.
Yeah. Here we go, John. I got it. And it's still slow. Oh, wow. It looks like a broken Jenga setup.
Here we go.
Doesn't it? I can't get any better picture than that. That's all we got. So I'm not sure really. I'd be afraid to bump into that. It looks like
It did look a little bit. Shoot.
It weighs 24 pounds.
Really?
That's what it said.
240 watt Class D amp, 500 analog Class AB. That's
okay.
For the sorry. Okay.
Yep. MJ, here's the link. Here's the link for. No, it's not copying. Why is it not copying?
78 inches tall and only 24 pounds.
Top heavy.
I don't know. You say I got something that came from you.
Yeah, here's the link. I'm sorry. If you can play that YouTube video. I don't know if you have it, but that's actually the kind of talk. I showed the that little, and you can see that the booth, they actually did something.
Did. This is straight footage from John.
Yeah, this is just some of our
23rd, 2017 at NAMM 2017.
If it will go up.
Oh yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
But now take a look at they actually have a booth. They have a thing up in the air, and they have a table in the middle. And
now, how does that come apart to pack then to travel? I'm guessing that
everything pops out the top. They just it disassembles off the top, and they've got little pins and.
It's interesting. I believe I am covering a line. Yes, I'm covering another line array here in a bit. While we're on line arrays, maybe I'll just jump ahead. But we'll continue looking.
Oh, we could be on line arrays for a while. There's quite a few.
Yeah, now there is. Yeah.
Whoops, stop. And we're going to go to another company that did line arrays as soon as I can get this page shut down. American Audio also come out with quite a few things this time around. And theirs is a video. Okay, so I have to get the video here. American Audio.
Somebody mentioned Blizzard. You won't find too much. There wasn't too much from Blizzard this year at NAMM. The only thing that I saw was the light tree that Reggie won from the 12 days. That was basically it for DJ gear. Blizzard really went out for the pro side, for more of a production side. So you didn't have lights in there that most of us would buy because they were $1,500 on up price range. You guys should have gotten a chance to see the booth. I did a 360 shot in their booth, so it was kind of cool to be able to pan around and such.
This is the American Audio line array. And John goes to the side here and shows that there is a curvature inside.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Now, the word from this, for those who got to hear it, is everyone I've talked to basically has said this is one of the best sounding American Audio speakers that they have ever heard.
Oh, wow.
And that's comparing it to, what is it? The
adjustments on the back. Holy cow. Multiple line ins. I'm going to pause here. Channel 1, channel 2, 3 and 4 ins, 5 and 6, master out. You have a second out. That's the only out. So how do you chain them together?
You don't.
Excuse you?
Yeah, there's no way to chain them together. You have to go left and right.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Hey, whatever.
And this is still a prototype box, so it could be that that the next generation will have. It's really hard to say what they're going to do with it. But as you can see, they did not have it plugged in or set up because they didn't want to have people coming over and playing with it and listening to it. And
the next one is also by American Audio, and I wish I could play the audio because John narrates through this, but I don't know if there's music in the background that's going to get our feed. So, John, I'm going to play it, and then you can narrate if you remember what you were saying on this. It is by American Audio. It is a set of speakers by American Audio.
Oh, yes, this is the one that, yes, I have to shoot this video.
I comment on that Instagram.
Yeah. Just because we have talked about lights in speakers being kind of a novelty. And wouldn't you know, there is a little 8-inch Bluetooth that is, yeah. But again, this may never see the light of day. This might be a NAMM one-time only thing that they put it out there to take the pulse of the dealers that come through. And that happens an awful lot. I think you're going to see the microphones, the headphones. I think the wireless microphones, those are all going to come to market. That line array, I would say, is probably that might be a 70% chance that comes to market. And some of the speakers off to the side that were in that Bluetooth area, which that would have been one of them, they probably have maybe a 30 to 40% chance. Because we have seen things over the years where they've shown them at NAMM and they're like, nope, no, this isn't good.
As a feeler to see what people react, maybe.
Precisely. If people cringe and such. Let's see. AudioFlow mentioned QSE's new sub. I did not see this new sub that has the forward and rear firing 12 that does the can't think of it, cardioid cancellation. That was a huge term, by the way, this year. PV has things with cardioid in it. The Personas has cardioid. Basically, almost anyone who's coming out with a speaker that's a newer and mid-level or higher is now has cardioid capability in it. The new system with the QSE, because they've got a whole new line of speakers coming out, and that new line of QSEs is all unpowered boxes. You now have to have the amplifier And it's interesting that it's a 2-space amplifier. One of them will do 4 speakers, 2 tops, 2 subs, and the other one will do 8 speakers, 4 tops, 4 subs from one amplifier. Crazy.
Were the KWs powered or not powered? I can't remember.
KW.
Because the K series is the one with the amp
K
that I
is,
have.
yeah.
And the KW is the wooden boxed ones.
I thought those were unpowered.
That's
No,
what
I have a KW181. It's powered.
It is powered. Okay, so I'm mistaken on that.
They may have unpowered versions, but
yeah, I don't know on that. If anybody in chat room, feel free to let us know on that. But that's kind of interesting that they're going the other way. Are they putting out their own amp? Is that
yes,
correct?
And you can use your amp or their amp. But the thing is, the idea with this change is that with these new speakers, you can buy the speakers and the amps. So you have 4 speakers, the amplifier, and you're noticeably different, or price-wise, you're noticeably less than buying a full K series. And quality components-wise, they said they're going to stand toe-to-toe with anything that they've had before, or even sound a little bit better than the K series.
Yeah, with their 6-year warranty, which I always thought that was pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, the next one, John, you have to narrate through. I thought this was super cool. Feel free to describe it as much as you like. They are a new trussing system.
Oh, yeah.
Odyssey, which that kind of surprised me.
Odyssey has really changed their whole thought of trussing now. They still have your 2-inch pipes, but they've gone to cornerless. So now everything is their mounting plates that are built into it, and they have different lengths and such. But now you're bolting things together, which is just a fabulous connection, because you have 6 bolts, and those bolts are heavy duty, thick. So it might take a hair bit more time to put together. It can handle as much or more weight, which more weight is what they were rating it at. And you can build and put things wherever you need them to go. It's just really kind of a cool concept. It's kind of a takeoff from, we saw some things like this from Mod Truss, which was working with Blizzard for the longest time. But this is a new concept from Odyssey. They're the only ones who have this right now, and I think it's going to be something that DJs are going to take a look at, because again, it's easy to do, and there's no extra pieces besides the bolts. I think it's just going to be a little bit easier to deal with.
I want to share a picture here and ask a question. I don't see any floor plates.
Yes, no, there's no bases.
So did they have them somewhere?
I did not see any floor plates. That's a great question. I didn't ask and didn't think about that. Yeah, especially if you're going to use it in a totem configuration, which you could.
Mm-hmm. Or even my first thought was keeping the floor from wherever you're at from being scratched too.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. But the concept itself, though, I think is great, because that really kind of becomes very modular in a way there, to where you're buying stuff, and do I have the corner piece? It's you just bolt. You have the bolt. You're bolting it together.
Yeah.
But it was kind of cool. I thought that was really cool. It was one of my favorite things that I saw come out of NAMM, just because it's everything else, we've seen before, I guess, in a way, including LED speakers.
I don't know. I thought they were pretty.
The next one, Shani, we talked about last week. You own one of them.
Okay. That could be a lot of things. I don't know.
You showed us yours last week.
Oh, really?
On air or off air?
On air.
I'm sorry. I'm very tired from my Atlanta trip. I'm with no sleep.
Jetpack.
Oh, my jetpack bag. Yeah.
Yeah, they come out with a new one. It's
the slim one, right? Yeah, the slim one.
So those of you who did not see the video last week, watch the video last week. Shani shows us her bag.
Wasn't that 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks? I don't
remember. But
no, it was last week.
Last week, I think.
It was last week.
And you see, it is a very good bag. They put out great bags. I'm hearing lots of good stuff about them, and Shani also raved about them. But this is a new one that's a little bit smaller if you don't need a giant backpack. Price-wise, what I saw on prices, they were good on prices, but it's quality. And I don't know if this one, I'm guessing this one you can also get customized, right?
You could customize all their front panels. Yeah.
Yeah, because that front panel on there is just plain. And that's one of the things that they advertise, the fact that this whole area here, you can get
it's cute.
your company logo on there.
Mm-hmm.
That's your word for this one. It's cute.
Well, it's cute, and I've always liked their stuff. So I just thought, because the little slim bag, it's just so cute.
Cute.
Okay.
Just want to make sure we have
cute and
label.
and it's. I mean, I'm sure the inside is just like
efficient.
the other ones. Yeah, efficient. Thank you. I'm so tired.
I thought she was only going to give us one word. Now.
Efficient. I don't want to say cute because the other one I said cute. So
okay,
this one is
efficient.
This one is efficient.
You said you went fishing.
I went fishing.
Yes.
Yeah. And next one I do not have a picture for. But,
I'm so tired, Dan.
Okay. It's fine. No, we like the slightly the dippier the normal thing.
Right. Especially when I'm in the hotel rooms.
Yeah. Don't have any fancy curtains.
No, not today.
For those who missed that, she was in a hotel with these curtains. But I swear that a tiger ate a parrot and then threw up, and that was the print on the.
They were bad.
Gotta get inspiration somehow.
Yeah. The next one I don't have a picture for. We're just going to talk about it with all the companies, including Pioneer, that are coming out with their own DJ software. Hercules Dejuiced software. They just did an upgrade, and there's a lot of stuff going on with it, and it just keeps expanding. I don't know where they're going to go with it. I don't know who's using it. I think I know one person that uses it for when they're playing something that they're not necessarily mixing. They run a playlist, so they've walked away from Winamp and switched over to Dejuiced, but they released that at this one. And if you go to their website for Hercules, again, back to the company that's putting out a lot of, them and Gemini both seem to be putting out a lot of stuff.
Yes.
But the Dejuiced software, one of the things I like about it is that you can literally, while you're DJing, switch formats. So you can have have it running on your computer, reach over, pick up your iPad and do stuff on your iPad that affects the stuff that you're playing on your computer and then on your phone and everything else. And they have a request. I don't know if it's a request or a thumbs up list that you can, if they download, the person in the audience downloads the app, they can look at the song you're currently playing and give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. So you can get an audience rating while you're going with it. So it's all these strange innovations that people
like Pandora.
Yeah, Pandora for the
right.
But it's interesting that all these things keep getting added, and you say, nobody will ever use that. But then again, like I said a million times, I remember when someone said, "Oh, I'll never use a CDJ, or I'll never use a computer, or I'll never use a controller." Who
There'll
knows?
always be somebody using something.
Yeah.
See, I could see that being a great addition to your software. If you could go and you're doing an event and you've got 5 songs that, hey, who wants to I've got 5 songs out there on the app, go check and go vote for your favorite, here's 10 songs on the app, and people could go to their app and say, oh, hey, I want to hear this song next, and they could vote the songs up in the playlist a little bit or something to that effect. I think that could be a great crowd interaction thing, because it's like, hey man, everybody vote for this song, this is great, whatever. Another way to interact.
I'm trying to keep an eye on time. Next one is another mixer, high-performance Serato-based mixer by Reloop. Which is another one of those small companies that keep putting out all these little things.
Yeah,
and
Reloop,
a really snazzy mixer. I don't know much about its details of quality, but it has every bell and whistle that you can imagine.
Yeah.
On a good platform, and it is, like I said, with all the things that we're seeing with the other controllers where they're coming out with dedicated buttons, this has dedicated Serato setup for different things, that are norm in the Serato, with its Serato compatible sound card right on it, and you have 2 displays on there. I'm going to pause it right there, and you're seeing displays about stuff going on here, information, live. So it also, because I know some of the software is now starting to do feeds to the mixer for the screen on the mixer. Yep. So you have your computer doing one thing, and then because of the way it's set up, it also has a feed to that mixer showing stuff in the mixer's thingy.
I definitely would want to play around with that one, try it out.
It has the new Innofader Mini, which Innofader actually also, those of you who don't know, it's a really high-end replacement fader that are incredible. And Innofader also at NAMM put out 3 new faders. So they have 3 brand new faders from Innofader that are out right now. And you definitely would want to replace the ones in that little boombox with an Innofader.
Right.
Or
And that was an interesting thing, MJ, as I was interviewing some of the people talking about some of their nicer controllers. And one of the things I heard from multiple companies is, and you can replace this fader with an innovator, especially if I'm talking to a DJ product specialist rather than a company product manager, because they just know that innovator has become such a thing in the DJ world that people want to...
Well, you could always get high-end faders before, but innovators made it a way to where it's easy to change out. They've really kind of got the science down of which ones fit which things, and they make it very easy for a person to go, I want to replace my fader. What do you have? Okay, use this. And you know it's in there, and you know it's set up to be balanced, and you could even... Lots of the units that you would pick up, whether it be a controller or a mixer, you can actually go, I want the low end or the high end innovator to fit in this. So if you want to spend extra money and get one that's adjustable, or maybe that has double magnet balance, like the train in China, what do they call that? The train that balances on the magnets.
Yeah.
Same sort of thing with this. So it's coming to it for those of us who use the fader and stuff for scratching and different things. A crappy fader is a crappy fader. We know that. It's just dead simple. There's little tricks you can do to help them work better, but if it's still a bad fader, it's still a bad fader. And people who use it often number one complaint is that you can't adjust the tension of it.
Right.
Same way with platters, people who do the scratching, whether it be on like a CDJ type unit or whatever, we want to be able to adjust the tension on it to whatever we like. Say we want it to match the very first CDJ as opposed to the new CDJ, because there is a difference in the way they feel. But it's just something to get used to, and it gives you the option to get what you want the way you want it. And that's again, with all the programmable buttons and pre-programmed buttons and all the stuff they're doing dedicated now. I love this because it's really opening up DJs to kind of have it the way they want it and really turn it into a performance instrument of their own.
Very much so, yeah.
And the last one tonight, John, let me look down my list here to make sure, because I know we're coming close.
Ta-da-da.
Looking down all of them, we talked about that. Did we talk about? Yeah, we talked about the reloop, right?
Mm-hmm, we just did, yeah.
Okay. Then the last one is an announcement. Since NAMM is over, we have to start thinking way in the future about the DJ Expo.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting.
They announced that it is August 14th through the 17th. It will be held at the convention center, and the host hotel is the Tropicana Casino and Resort.
Yeah. And they're going to have shuttle service that will go from the Tropicana to the convention center.
Which would be nice. Mm-hmm. That's something that's nice. How long you may have to wait for it, or who you'll be packed in there with.
Exactly.
It's an easy way. Okay, we know they're DJs. They have a lot of electronics. Let's rob them on the way.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, I get it. The Tropicana is a nicer hotel, but the Sheraton is right across the street.
John, any insight of why that was chosen? Maybe
the Tropicana was ideally they wanted to go to a couple of different sites. They did not want to go to the convention center just because of the excitement of being up by the boardwalk. The Tropicana has some really cool rooms that they can use for the evening parties, and the convention center evening parties have never really worked there. They don't work at the Sheraton.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah, so they need to have the parties somewhere else. So that's why they moved the attendees over to the Tropicana. The evening parties will be there, and anything that they're going to do that way. And then over at the convention center, you're going to have the educational seminars and the exhibit hall, and that's where they're going to base the headquarters of DJ Expo. Their team is going to be based out of the convention center. So I'm not sure exactly where we're going to base what we're going to do out of. If we're going to be over at the convention center, or if we'll be over at the Tropicana, because Tropicana's got incredible internet. I mean, we can live stream from the front to the back and up and down. I mean, we could go from bathroom to bathroom live streaming. We can just do that there. It's awesome.
Is that how we get viewers, John?
Yes, we do. We do.
Bathroom to bathroom.
Bathroom to bathroom. That's right. Oh, look at this bathroom.
Have the backpack with the speaker and maybe a little portable thing, and just walk in the bathroom. A little music. I'm taking requests, you know.
Was that a scratching? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I was saying you're carrying the little controller with the backpack and the speaker.
That's the backpack. Yeah,
and you got the little controller. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that works with the shuttle back and forth, because initially the first people who had heard about it while we're at Expo, they're like, "Oh man, I got to Uber back and forth."
Right. I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, it's not close to the convention center.
Yeah, it's about
we're closer to the promo only guys at the Borgata than to the convention center.
Yeah.
Are they doing shuttle service to the Borgata? Because that would be kind of cool if you could just pick and choose and go, okay, you're at the Expo, you can go here, you can go there.
My guess, if it's the host hotel, then probably not.
Yeah, just between the two is what they're talking about.
Yeah, because
wouldn't that benefit them to do shuttle between them, because people are over there too?
No, because that's a closed conference as well.
Okay.
The summer session, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit different audience over there.
Yeah, that's the mix show DJs and the radio DJs and all the artists and everything. That's the cool one.
Yeah, that's where the cool kids go.
You got to hook me up this year and get me up there.
Oh, well, okay. If you are coming to the Expo, you will come with me to the summer session events.
Because she's where the cool kids are.
Sweet.
Now, Dan and I will be over at the other one.
You could come too. You'll be part of the little... It'll be Shaney plus 3.
Full event any longer.
Yeah,
it'll be Shaney plus 3.
It's going to be like, yeah. Now we'll bring it down. It'll be like Charlie Brown walking into the room. The party just dies.
Well, John, there's no way we get invited otherwise, so maybe we should take her up on it.
That's true.
At least we'll go to the opening party. How's that? We'll do that one.
Which is the one that everybody likes to go to there? Is it which one is it? It's not the opening party. It's another one that's
Promo Only's party is the one that they've traditionally has been a big one, where you hear people tell the stories of, oh, that's where we saw Lady Gaga for the first time, and that's where we saw this, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. That used to be at the not Hard Rock, but the
Showboat.
Yeah, that was at the Showboat.
Yeah.
House of Blues.
House of Blues. Thank you. Yeah. Yep. That was a good thing. I enjoyed that as a person going there for one of my first years, is getting to go to that show and see so many crazy artists, new and all that stuff right there close up.
Yeah.
And see a drunk Joey Fatone emceeing it.
A friend of mine was doing photography for that night, and he was in back doing photography. He's like, man, you don't even know the stories he was telling. He was just telling stories about this girl and that place. And all right, John, we're just about done. Since you were at NAMM, give us your final closing thoughts.
Well, it was an interesting show. I'll be very honest, I was more disappointed than I probably was impressed, because some companies that I was hoping would have some things didn't have much of anything new. It was a lot of, oh, that's a nice little addition. There wasn't anything big out there. Some companies, like we've talked about, Newmark they weren't there. Denon wasn't on the main floor, so if you weren't part of those invited, you were not going to see any Denon gear. So that was kind of a disappointment for not me, because, well, as I mentioned earlier, we went up there and it's like, oh, we were supposed to make an appointment. I didn't know. Well, I'm sorry.
So do you think that there's going to be some new stuff that was not being seen maybe at Mobile Beat?
No, actually, and I'm not going to mention names of companies, but there is going to be new stuff that's going to be released from at least 4 different companies in 2015 that are going to be introducing their products on our channels. So that's going to be special. We are special, and we are
special.
We are going to have at least 4 companies that are going to be releasing things in May and June, which is between the shows, and they're going to do it with us. So those of you who are watching our shows and such are going to be learning about numerous new products that'll be coming out before.
We like it.
So yeah, that's cool. And they will be shipping and selling at DJ Expo. So you get to touch them there if you go to DJ Expo. Or you could come and touch us at DJ Expo too, I guess.
No.
Yeah, that's right.
We tried that last year. Remember?
No, right. We did the selfie thing last year.
That's right. No touchy. But yeah, that's going to be kind of a cool thing. So yeah, there won't be Mobile Beat. There might be a 1 or 2 new things. More, I would see more things if there was like a mom or pop. Blizzard would be an example if they would be there, which they are not going to be there from my understanding. But someone like a Blizzard who came in to NAMM in a big way with pro stuff may bring a DJ thing there. We'll see. So, but overall, the weather was disappointing, which is started the show with, and I don't want to go there anymore. I've contended and I've told you guys that I don't think these shows are going to go another 5 years, and I am not seeing anything that says I'm wrong. I really think.
What do you think the attendance was this year? Do you think it was
I think
down?
Attendance was going to be down partially, and it could be because of weather and such. It just didn't seem as busy and chaotic. I mean, it was still chaotic. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think you can't base it on attendance too much, because you think about there's 50,000 or 70,000 people who come through there, but how many people really go and go to that booth? How many people are going to go to American DJ's booth, as an example, that are there to do business? Some dealers are, but as Arnaldo mentioned earlier, is that you get a lot of end users that are coming in there and wasting, and I say wasting, but it's truly wasting the time of the manufacturer who's there to sell to a dealer. They're not there to sell to an end user. They want to get that dealer to put in an order for 200 pieces. That's what they're there for. So things like that, these dealers, I know some of them that didn't go with they typically go with 8 to 10 people from their staff. One of them only went with one person, and he just went to go and make sure if there was anything new. Otherwise, they're watching Jose Heredia's video. Jose does a beautiful job of introducing these lights, and that's what they're watching. They're watching Jeffrey Short's video back in the office, and they get together, they watch the video and talk about it. Okay, when someone comes in, this is our talking points for selling that light. And they can save themselves a lot of money by doing that. So, again, not seeing things, maybe 10 years, maybe not 5, but maybe 10. But I don't think that this is going to be something that we will have all that much longer into the future. Instruments might be different, but even that, do they need to sit down and be able to play that saxophone or be able to do that? I don't think you have dealers doing that. I think you have end users who are sitting down and playing the drums and doing their thing. I don't think it's the dealers. So that's my thought. It was packed. Thursday was packed, but it wasn't packed. There have been times where I could not walk for many of the aisles. You just couldn't go anywhere. It was that packed, and we just didn't have that this year. And not specifically DJ and TV is the future, but I think the internet. And I had a great discussion with one of the owners of one of the companies about how our buying and information gathering is going to change over the next 5 years. And he's like, I won't be here at this show another year or two. He said, I won't need to. He goes, my budget is going to be going from this. It's going to be going into having a video team that's going to create educational videos for my products. So that way the dealers can see it and the end users can see it. And then my stuff is probably going to be sold off something like Amazon, he said. And the local dealers just probably won't exist.
Really, like a Newmark or Pioneer is going to be going to like an Amazon?
It wasn't either of those companies, but it was a larger company in the industry.
I meant something like that.
Yes. That's what he's seeing, is that that the ability to order something and get it delivered via UPS 2 days later or whatever, delivered to your house later that day. As much as the Ben and the crew, they do a great job with NLFX, but it's tough to compete when you've got that Amazon engine that's out there.
Even just add in Prime. I'll be honest. I went to go buy something and got quoted on shipping, and it went from being a great deal to $100 over what I was finding on Map. And it was just like, I went on Amazon just for a fluke, and I looked at it, and it was Amazon Prime. So it went from being $150 to ship to being nothing.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, I'm sorry. I was like, I want to give you guys business, but I can't turn my nose at $100 difference just because. So.
Yeah. And that's going to be a major player and a major change in how this all goes together. I don't know where it's going to end or how it's going to end. I would be very uncomfortable to be a dealer having to fight against Amazon on a regular basis. So we'll see. Cool. Any other last thoughts, crew?
No, I think so. I kind of wanted to stay focused with this tonight. I think we hit some good stuff. And like I said, if you missed our show last week, there was a bunch of stuff that was released prior to NAMM. So this wasn't just the only stuff. So if you did miss last week's show, go check it out. There was stuff released. Yeah. But
Good. Well, we'll be back again next Monday night and such, and finishing up our January show. So you guys have yourself a great evening. We'll be back earlier tomorrow night, because we've got a 7. Let me see. We got an 8, 9, and 10 o'clock show. We've got 3 going up. So watch djntv.com for our information. Good night, everyone.